Squire Telecaster, good morning. How are you folks? Yes, Squire Telecaster. I didn't see you come in. You folks, I think, are in the same time zone that I'm in. As I recall, you're down in California, are you? I'm up in Oregon. So I think if you're West Coast, you're like me. You're up early, huh? Yeah, I actually got up about an hour ago and fiddled around, and I'm going to go live by 6:30. And of course, by the time I figured out what to do, I have to pick all the tones of this guitar on the E band, or it takes me forever. I'm very indecisive about it. So, are you having some hot weather down there? We've had a real heat wave here. Um, well, the last 2 days we've been in I guess the 80s, mid 80s, but we were up a couple days around 98, 99. So, yeah, yesterday or the day before, it's been 1 or 2 days now. Yeah, we're cooled off a little quicker than normal in the evening, and I'm kind of in the upstairs back bedroom, and we don't. It's our computer, kind of our computer room, and there's no air conditioning back here. So on those hot days, it gets up to 85 in here, and so I have to any internet I want to watch, I have to watch downstairs or in the bedroom where we do have air conditioning, and Chromecast it to my TV. So yeah, it's and they're saying it's kind of mid to high 80s are what we're going to have for the next week. So I'm okay with that. It'll cool down in the evening. Okay. Lori, good morning. I'm doing great. I didn't put out a video this week, so I thought, well, I'll just do a quick live stream here. I better set my timer or I'll run on forever jabbering. How are you doing this morning? How was lobster, by the way? Han Solo, Han 36, how are you? Good to see you. I hope that phone doesn't interfere with my camera. Ah, blueberry pancakes. Ah, the diabetic in me wishes. You know? Yeah, you said you had lobster. I've only had lobster. It was interesting because I'm a seafood, as you know, I like seafood. Um, but on the West Coast, we don't have lobster, to my knowledge. I used to commercial fish, and we never here in Oregon anyway. I don't know if they have it like somewhere else, but we've got the king crab and all that good stuff, but no lobster on the West Coast. So I've only had it a couple times. Wow, did it actually blow up or catch fire or do something weird? Or that's pretty spooky. I think microwaves are pretty scary. I uh, I turn them on and kind of run away and keep an eye on them from just around the corner. I don't trust them. I had one almost. I had one almost catch fire. I cleaned it all out. It was nice and clean, and there was one little spot in there, and I couldn't get that spot off, and I couldn't. I was using a rag, and I thought, what is that? And a couple weeks later, it became a much bigger spot, and then I realized it was actually um, it had burned through the metal, and it wasn't a spot at all. Deja voodoo. I don't know. Let's see. You're Sunday. You're in Australia. Yeah, Sunday evening. Okay. Well, you know, obviously. I try to do that. Yeah, this is one of the reverends. This is the Tricky Gomez. I don't think this doesn't show the color very well. I got colored lights on. Ow. Well, even that doesn't. It's called Alpine Green. That actually looks nicer. It's darker than that. A little darker than that. It's grown on me. It's okay. But it's not. I wouldn't say it's my all-time favorite color, though. Yeah, hippies show. Yeah, don't forget that. As at 5 o'clock West Coast time. No, that's not true. Somebody tell me what time it is. I know he's in Alaska. He's an hour behind me. Oh, wow, it really did blow up. Joseph D'Angelo, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Yeah, I had that's what I had to do when I kind of smelt that electrical smell and it burnt the hole in the back. That was just like 5 months ago, maybe. And I had my brand new one just quit working on me the other day, and I don't really use it other than to heat coffee or to warm something up. So I figured I had probably programmed it in some way, hit some buttons that screwed it up. So I almost too hot to carry outside. Wow. We'll open up and ventilate the house, unplug that sucker, and when it cools down, get it out of there. Because yeah, some of those electronic things when they all that rubber and stuff in there get pretty nasty. Rubberized wires and who knows what's in there. So air it out. Yeah. So in my case, I just had it had just gotten unprogrammed, so I had to unplug it for like a couple minutes, and then it worked just fine. Yeah, I don't remember what time. I should know this. I stop by every week on Hippie Show, especially a Sunday show. I want to say it's 8 o'clock Eastern and 5 o'clock my time, but that didn't sound right. Third mic. Yeah, we don't use ours for anything but, popcorn, heating coffee, that sort of thing, um, heating leftovers. Seven o'clock our time, Squire, right? So 10 o'clock Eastern. Okay, that makes sense. That sounds right. Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Lori. Yeah. I had a great day yesterday with, I thought Hacks live was really, and Fender Guru from New Zealand did a interview with Dave Simpson from the UK on Peter Green. You have to be a Peter Green British blues fan. Oh, Dan is your name. Oh, okay. I don't let my name out on the internet. I'm not that trusting. So, but calling me Vanzini's not far off, actually. So, Cowtown. Good morning, sir, and Mr. Rock. Okay, I'll call you Steve from now on. Yeah, my camera's too close up kind of for me to read and see. This is a Reverend Tricky Gomez. it's it's one they made up until this year. They quit making it, but kind of a takeoff from a Trini Lopez from the '60s, a Gibson Trini Lopez. Kind of semi-hollow, but I don't really think so. I've never seen it explode. It's semi-hollow up here. I think chambered down here, obviously for the controls. And the things they do that I like on Reverends is locking tuners, and then anything with the Bigsby gets a roller bridge. And so yeah, well, I don't know if he was taking a note out of mine. I thought that was really good. I like that when people kind of experiment around. Oh, Buckluster, I didn't see you come in. Good morning, sir. Good morning. I don't know, is it sir or madam? I'm not sure. Um, oh, it's tough on a microwave. I didn't realize that. Yeah, this is good. If you really wanted one of these, you have to look there. They make another model called the Man Ray that instead of 6 per side, it's 3 per side, or 6 on top. It's 3 per side, and same guitar, just different headstock and usually different pickups, so you can um, you can every year they change the pickup configuration or something like that. So they're still making the Manor. Some years they make them with the Bigsby, and some years without the. They always change everything up every year. So, but if you're looking used, you can look back. Yeah, these are called Revtron pickups. They're a take on the Gretsch Filtertrons, and they get a little bit of that vibe, I would say. I suspect they're a little, well, you can't tell it with the amp model that I got. They're maybe a little bit hotter than, I don't know if they're hotter or just something about them. But when they clean up really nice. Yeah, no, it's kind of a satin. It's not a real, or it's semi-gloss is what I would call it. I mean, it's painted, but it's not that real slick high gloss finish or anything like that. Ah, Janice Lala, didn't see you come in either. Good morning. Oh, wow, Lori. Well, you're back east. At this point, you can kick their rear ends out of bed and tell them to clean up, huh? Just lay down some rules there. Yeah, what they do, I don't know if they still do it or not, but when I got this, they give you 2 springs for your Bigsby, and one of them is a very lightweight, very mild spring, and the other one, and I don't know which one I have in here. It feels the heavier spring is not real heavy, so you can really you can bend quite like that with it. But I'm sorry, my allergies are still. I always say, boy, I can't wait till Father's Day or 4th of July. Somewhere in there is when my allergies usually come to an end, and this year hasn't even come close. So, um, it's green. It's called Alpine Green, And I'm not terrible. It's grown on me and it's okay now. They already had, yeah, get the pancakes and scoot out quick. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Janice, you just have one guy that does that. Yeah. I do that some days. Yeah, so I wish it was a slightly different shade of green. This is not my favorite. Oh, really, Janice, at Tajima? I should look those up. I saw, I think Phil McKnight mentioned them in one of his videos. I am going to be right back as I'm going to blow my nose for a second. So hang on, be right back. Okay. You have to look them up. I haven't looked them up. I saw he mentioned them, and I've not looked them up. Are they on the low end price wise, or on the mid range, or high end, or? The one I just, oh man, I almost pulled the trigger, but I had already found another good deal on another guitar through Guitar Center Used, so I had, which fell through. Oh, it was 600. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what. Well, they don't make this particular, but the Manta Ray, which is a similar model. When I bought this, it was 850, I think, something like that. And I did something I rarely do. I bought it new because it was it was actually hanging on the wall, so I got to try it first. So at a little store down south of me, Bullfrog Music in Corvallis, Oregon. I've never noticed that. I don't think you can. Are you talking about a different guitar? On the Tajimas, maybe? Janice, yeah. I wonder if there's some way, sometimes on those wires, you can take some tape and stick it on there and kind of push them down in. And very carefully so you don't bust a solder joint somewhere in there. Yeah. Yeah, these aren't, I wouldn't call these real hollow body. I know they're chambered for the controls, but they weigh. I mean, this is like a Les Paul. fingers. I don't think my fingers have woken up yet. Yeah, the bottom of it. They've always got some quirky little. I've not taken the. I'm just so weird about that. I haven't taken the. I guess it's time on this one. Actually, I had. I don't know what guitar it was. It was nothing. But I played it for a year, and then I noticed I had not. I always take the plastic off the pickups because it affects the tone, but I had one where I played about, I don't know what, for a long time, and looked down and thought, oh my gosh, I haven't taken the plastic off the pickups yet. So yeah, well, I think 600. If you can find something that's well built, my gosh, what a deal. Q, hey, look, it's Quentin. Say hi to Emmett there, Quentin. Okay. I don't know if you saw. I saw Laz's daily vlog thing last night, and he mentioned that his bird Roxy almost made a getaway. So I didn't know that he didn't say the circumstances, but a 335 style, yeah. You know, another one to look at on the used market, and I'm gonna do a show and tell on it pretty soon. But it's a Schecter Corsair, and it's very much like this. It's like a 335 with a Bigsby, and I've not looked them up for a while. What they go for used? I think they might still make those even new. Is that right, Squire? I've not had that happen. It usually peels off to the point where I just gotta kind of remove it. So yeah, Roxy was saying, or Laz was saying that Roxy almost made a getaway, and he caught her in the nick of time. Well, made in Brazil. I gotta look them up. I've not done that yet. So Tajima's. Yeah, that might be Janice. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about the outdoor cage. Yeah. What I like about this guitar is I can tune it up on Monday so it's ready on Friday, and it just stays in tune really well. With the really hot weather we've had, it's needed to be tuned a little bit, but I mean, under normal during the winter time, you can tune it in December, so you'll be able to play it in February. So, Lori, yeah, yeah. Uh, Around here, the chickens would be raccoon food. Chickens, and I had mice. And when they got rid of their chickens, one of them moved, and the other one just got rid of the chickens. Yeah, I've only used it a couple times with the strap on this one, but it's not going to be neck heavy at all. This body, it's really Les Paul weight. So yeah, and it's got the one strap here and other on the back of the Bigsby. So the eggs are so much better than store bought eggs. Yeah, but there's a couple places out and about that I just go out to, and it's farm fresh eggs during the spring, summer, fall till they quit laying. And I don't get them. I if they yeah. Rockin' Dave, how are you, sir? Oh, the hurricane's moving in. Dave, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, 'cause usually you're Sunday afternoon normally. Yeah. You have to leave for your gig. This is early in the morning still. Oh, 10:30 your time. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, our we have well, if you go up into the woods where I'm at, we have to the west of us, east of us, the Cascades, where the big mountains are, and but down here in the valley, we have raccoons. We have somebody brought in nutria and possum for fur way back when, and now we've got those, and we're, Oregon's known as the beaver state. Yeah, I've seen. Oh, I guess when I used to do a lot of hiking, I saw uh, a beaver maybe once or twice. I saw beaver dams a couple times, but I never. They stay well hidden. But yeah, there's not many. I don't think we have very many beavers left. So yeah, and I saw pictures a while back of what you guys, I think maybe what you call possums and what we call possums are different. I'm not sure they're a different, slightly different breed. But yeah, ours will hole up if you have a storage shed and any way for them to get in. They will get in there and raise families. So we have squirrels, but generally they're no problem. Oh wow, Dave, you're gonna spotlight. What's that look like? You're gonna spotlight one of Lori's videos. We have coyotes too, Lori. Yeah, and a lot of deer. What are fisher cats? We have mice. We have some rats. We have. I've had deer in my backyard off and on. Not often. The dry years they come down early from the coastal range. So Dave, you play Lori's video at your gig, and then you play along with it. Is that what I'm? Is that how I'm reading that? Sounds like a cool idea. The the fisher cats will kill a small dog. We have I don't know what we have, bobcats or not far from where. If you just go up into the hill, they stay up in the hills. If I go 15 miles west of where I'm at now, kind of the start of the coast range, yeah, people don't leave their. You don't leave your kittens outside and let them run around like you do in the cities. Fisher cats, I got to look them up. I'm guessing there's something like we have. We have off and on in some of the. I've never seen one, but mountain lions occasionally kind of infringe on urban areas and. Okay, go to Dave's video and go to about the 15-minute mark. Okay. Wow. Oh, there. Dave explained. If I put my cursor over somebody's comment, like right now I've got it over Dave's comment, it blocks the comment out. Oh, that's because I can show it. Oh, cool. So you spotlight them at your live gigs so people down here get to see. Okay, that's cool. That's very neat. That's very cool. And I just learned something new here. I remember doing that before, but I couldn't. Buck Lester, yeah, my experience is people that when they have chickens, I had a lot of mice. I was always fighting mice, and then when the chicken raisers moved away, I haven't had any mice now for a few years. So yeah, I have a friend that lives up in the kind of the foothills of the Coast Range, and he was telling me that you can't leave a cat out. I don't think he lives up there anymore, but you can't leave a cat out there or they just disappear. You know that big cats prey on them. So. Simon, good morning, sir. Yesterday, I liked it. I started looking. He did a kind of a demo of some of the sounds on his GT3 running stereo. I just have gas all the time. I immediately started looking for a used GT3. I have a GT100 and a Boss ME70 and an 80 and all that kind of. And in the E-band, in my E-band, this actually has a built-in GT100. It's a little bit hard to go in and find just the right sound you want. They have a lot of pre-programmed ones. But anyway, I was looking. I've heard some stuff that some of the older ones are easier to work with and program than the new ones. Although the GT100, I haven't. It's in back in the box. It wasn't hard. It was pretty. And the Boss ME products are fairly intuitive to use. You can get through them okay. You got them all. You had rats all over the winter. That's usually when we do, is when it starts getting cold and wet. And I live all of 5 or 6 blocks from one of the big rivers here in Oregon. Good to see you too, Lori. Lori, anytime you do a live cast, you let us know. I love your videos with Dave. So, Lori, you take care and we'll see you. Giannis, I don't know any good way other than putting out mouse traps. They make a cube that's mouse poison that they love and that they will eat. But I've also heard that cats like it. So the neighbor, you'll end up, if you just leave it laying around, you end up killing the neighbor's cats. So if it's a hidden away area, you can use that stuff, but then you always got to worry that they're gonna. You have to worry that they're going to die inside your wall or in somewhere hidden away and stink the place up. So I prefer traps where I can see them. It's quick, efficient, and gets rid of them. Dave, you use an ME50 and a 70, yeah. Yeah, those I have the 70. Yeah, I just remember how intuitive. I'm a big multi-effects collector. I collect multi-effects, yeah. So I have the Vox Tone Lab, I think it's called, LE. And it actually has a tube in it, and it actually has some great sounds. But what a nightmare to program. I could not figure that out, how to save. I finally figured it out, and I saved stuff, and when I came back to it and I plugged it in, and most of the saved stuff was gone, or about half of it, and I didn't know if I had mishit a button, so I gave up on it and put it away. I generally don't like the drive sounds on a lot of multi-effects, so I use a separate drive sometimes. But actually, the Zoom, I have an old Zoom G3, and for the ambient sort of tones, the reverbs and delays and what have you, it's just fine. I don't like the drives that much. Okay, Dave, you drive safe. Hope to see you on a live stream here again. Hope the weather bypasses you. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was I had one of those. I really love that one. A Boss TC Electronic Nova system, and that was the same thing. I could never get that to Sean. I'm going to mispronounce your last name, Johnette. Welcome aboard. You're a first timer, I think. I rarely do these, so you won't. I do them once a month, maybe, or something like that. But you're welcome to come in anytime, Sean. So, um, what was I saying? Oh, the Nova system. I could not get it to. I would set everything just right and save it, and then move somewhere else and come back and test out that I had saved it, and it was save it. It would be saved, and then the very next day I'd come in and say, okay, patch number 1, and it was gone. It was not there any. It would reset it to some factory patch. So the little, are you Cowtown? Are you talking about the little blocks? That's what I have. I have a porch area where they love to come in, and they can actually, if they go just right, they can get in the walls of the house. So every fall I put, and because the cats can't get to them, but I put them down under that porch area. I always worry that I'm actually attracting them, but Halface, how are you? I think Lori has departed us. She had some cleaning to do. What am I looking at? It's going on 8 o'clock here, so 11 o'clock back east. And wow, deja vu. I have no idea. You're going to be late. I can figure this out. If it's 8 o'clock here, it is, what is it? 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're in New Zealand. I'm not sure about Australia. Sean, this is a Reverend Tricky Gomez. I'm a big Reverend fan. And I'm a real weird guy. I hate taking the plastic off. I think this one's due. I'll have to really think about it. But I take them off the pickups, but I don't take them off the pick guard. Or yeah, I still got it on the back too. But anyway, it's a Tricky Gomez. I think it's a takeoff on a Trini Lopez from the 60s. Gibson Trini Lopez. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I can never remember in Australia. I know when I talked with Andrew, good Fender Guru, he's, I think, 5 hours behind me, but one day ahead. So I always subtract 5 and add a day. So it does. It has a Bigsby. Oh man, you're pressing my memory. I want to say a B70 maybe. and they come with a roller bridge, and locking tuners, and you can tune this. So I said it's been affected in the height. We've had a real heat wave here lately, uh, and it'll go out of tune a little bit, but um, during the winter months you tune it in December so it's ready for you in February. It just stays in tune really well. But they also use a very soft spring in here. I don't know if they still do it or not, but they used to send you two springs. One really soft and one pretty soft. None of them were too hard, but yeah, just stays in tune really well. So the other guitar similar to this is a Manta Ray, identical guitar as far as I know, except instead of the six and one, it's got three per side headstock. When Reverend releases guitars, they release them slightly different with either a different pickup, a different color. I think this year's Manta Ray maybe doesn't have a Bigsby. You can get on the West Coast wavelength, yeah. He has a I'm not sure what you're saying. I know Francis. Yeah, he has one on. Oh, Sean, are you Sean the bassist? Are you the one and same Sean? Um, so Francis has a Bigsby on one of his guitars. Yeah, I've got way too many. I just love Bigsby's, and no, these are tens, Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock. These are tens. I almost always play tens, except well, I always play tens, not almost, except on my jazz boxes. They're 11s and they're flat wounds. So, although I'm experimenting. I just put on a pair of, I don't remember, I can never remember what they're called, half flats or half wounds or something like that on one of the. I'll skip some of the scratchy, itchy, buzzy sound, and maybe still retain some of the twang. And so far, it kind of lost the twang, and it still has a little enough of that I. Yeah, I used to use nines all the time. True Tech, I didn't see you slip in here. I can hear my hard drive running while I don't know if that's coming through the microphone or not. That's really weird. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Mickey, hello. How are you, sir? Mickey Settlemeyer. Yeah, I used to use nines when I was younger. I would, anytime I would do I would just overbend. And so tens have really kept me from overbending. And I can't tell you, I always buy to do, but yeah, all strings are not created equal. There's some that even with tens I can overbend a little bit. And I never think of, like, why don't I write down what strings I put on what guitar so I can remember. Yeah, I mean, all the old jazz guys. Well, even in this, my older brother, in their band, when I was a little kid, he used flat wounds. They all used flat wounds back, and he kind of had a pre-Beatles. I always say they're a surf band, but they really weren't. They played a fair amount of surf music, Pipeline and Walk Don't Run and that sort of stuff. But they did, pop 40 kind of hits of the time. And both on bass and guitar, they had flat wounds. And so on jazz boxes, I like flat wounds. I keep thinking about buying them. I think I did actually. I think I have them around here somewhere. But a set of 10 gauge flat wounds, because if you ever do recording, this can really get in the way. Although there again, see, I don't know what strings these are that I put on here. It's still there, but it's nowhere near as bad as there's some of them that are just. It's probably on the hollow bodies, maybe on the bigger hollow bodies. Oh, you stick to them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. I wish I had. Well, on my basses, I think most of them still have the original strings on them. I don't know that I've replaced out any because I don't play. I play bass pretty rarely, but on the upright bass I did a video on a couple weeks ago. I've got to. I think I'm due to replace those nylon strings, and it looked to me, from what I could tell, I think I found the right strings for it, but it looked like I found one set that was 40 some, 42, like 6 or something like that. So, yeah, in the old days I played bass. I don't have the hands. With arthritis, bass is one of the first things to go. I found that, I could play for about 45 minutes before my hands just started actually feeling like they were buzzing. And then the pain would set in. And anymore, it's more like about 20 minutes if I'm really cranking on it. So, um, yeah, and those uprights with the nylon strings, I don't know. I'm not. Um, I have to call and ask for somebody's advice and hope they're gonna steer me the right direction. Yeah, the old jazz guys. I mean, those old jazz guys, Joe Pass and Herb Ellis. Those guys all use 13 gauge flat wounds, and none of that sissy tuning down a half step stuff. They were. I don't know how they did it. I use 11 gauge, and I've even thought about for a while you could find 10 and a half gauge strings, flat wounds, I think. And so I thought about, well, I'm going to try one guitar with 10 and a half gauge, but um, I couldn't find any flats this time. I did get one set of 10 and a half regular round wound. Yeah, this is an electric upright. It's called a Moe Sparrow, and the body is just a short little plank of wood. Uh, it sounds great though. I mean, it really has a good tone to it. Yeah, the only thing I think you can, on an upright bass, you could buy, I think it's a Ned Steinberger, and it actually has the curved, is that concave neck, so you could use a bow. Whereas on mine's a flat, I suspect maybe a Warmoth neck. Uh, it would be really hard to use a bow to get the curvature. Yeah, and that's the other thing I don't know is I don't know like I don't know anything about gauges on an upright electric. These feel for something that big. I mean, it's a well, I forgot what I measured it, 37-inch scale length, 38. I don't remember now. It feels like really thin, fairly thin strings. Easy to work with fairly low action, of course, not because it's fretless, but um, I still can only go about maybe 30 minutes, maybe not even that now. With yeah, the tripod it came with, man alive, could be used as a weapon, but you would have to you would have to raise it up in the air first. Yeah, Sean, my basses are really. I have one of those really inexpensive Gretsch Electromatic single pickup, which is my most fun bass because it's just such a small. I don't know what the scale length is, but it's just such a small bass. I can ramble around on that for quite a while. And then I have one of the inexpensive Hofners, and I have from my youth. I went out and bought a Fender Mustang bass because that's what I played in my youth quite often. Um, I played a Clyra bass also for a while, so therefore I had to. You can't buy Clyras anymore, and so I bought the Hofner, but it was a yeah, it was an actual hollow body Beetle bass. So I think I'm missing one. Oh, and yeah, a Fender. I don't have it here. A Fender Jaguar Squire bass that the guy converted to a Fender, but minus the. He did a really good job, and he put in real expensive pickups, and then had to go to college. Should rent a stand-up bass, then quickly put on the foil. Yeah, make a mold, huh? Yeah, I've never decided. There's times where I get new strings on a guitar and I think, oh man, I can't wait till these are. And other times, just like, oh, I guess it depends how old. You have a Godin bass, also. I have a couple Godins and a couple Yamahas, acoustics. I used to have a Yamaha fretless bass, and it had steel strings on it. And of course, as you kind of bend those steel strings, you end up without frets. You just grind. Oh my! Up. I'm trying to limit myself so I don't have to go so long. So yeah, I don't know. I love that Mustang bass. Um, Mostly, I think it's just reminiscing. It makes me feel like when I was a kid, when I was 16 or 17 and had a Mustang bass and could really jam on it, you know. So, and of course, now the new ones have two pickups, so they actually sound better than the. I used to have a Yamaha. Yeah, I have a Yamaha Classical. Not the silent. Oh, I don't have the silent one. I have a classical one with an electronics pack in it, and it's really quite a good guitar. I used to have one of those Yamaha SGs. They're kind of shaped like this, but they're solid body, and they're nowhere near this thin. They're much thicker. Wow, that thing! It sounded great. Uh, sounded better than most Les Pauls. Had great pickups in it too. I don't know what the pickups were, but they were really quite hot and for rocking and rolling. But strap on for if you're using a shoulder strap trying to stand with it, man alive, it was crippling. But it sure sounded good. What's a C40? True Tech. Tell me what the C40 doesn't. I don't recognize that. Yeah, I've been interested in that silent guitar for quite a while. Yeah, with bass, I mean, you just get into a. You just kind of start or get into some Jack Bruce. Kind of come up. Oh, it's a cheap classical. Okay, yeah. I don't know the model of mine. It has the electronics. It's a single cutaway classical, and with an electronics pack. Plays great. I actually saw Tone King. If anybody saw Tone King, um, he did the Yamaha Trans Acoustic, I think is what it was called, that has built-in effects in, into the acoustic. It was kind of cool, like reverb and I don't know. I'm not sure what the other one was, phaser, something like that. It was pretty cool. They're about $800 though, so and it's a parlor-sized guitar. Squire, you have a good day too. I got to get going here too, pretty quick. I'm running over already. Yeah, I see. I've been going. So I'm going to call our quits here, folks. Hank Hill, welcome and goodbye. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I just saw you pop in. Yeah, I think it's time to scoot here for me. As the sun comes up and it gets a little warmer, my allergies start kicking in even more. So I always have trouble. So, folks, until the next time, we'll talk to you later, okay? You all have a good day. Nelson, see you later. Sorry I didn't get to say hi. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.